and you start playing with 500 bucks and you win 500 bucks, get the fuck out of there.
Every trader starts as a gambler. Every single one. No exceptions. In the beginning, it's all about the rush, the thrill of the market, the flashing charts, and the hope that the next trade will be the one that changes everything. Sam, our trader, is no different. He's new to this world. He's heard the stories of people making millions, quitting their day jobs, living the dream. And he's convinced he's found the fastest path to financial freedom. But here's the brutal truth. The majority of traders don't make it. Out of every 100 traders who start, only a small percentage ever make it to the next stage. Why? Because in the beginning, most traders are not really trading. They're gambling. They think they've cracked the code. But in reality, they're being chewed up and spat out by the market. Welcome to the journey. This is Trader Mind, and today we'll be diving deep into the psychology of trading. We'll talk about the stages every trader goes through, the evolution that takes place, and how, if you make it, you'll break free from the gambling mindset to become part of the elite 2% who thrive in the market. So let's start with the first stage, the gambler. Stage 1, the gambler. This is where every trader begins. No strategy, no plan. Just raw excitement mixed with blind hope. Sam, like so many before him, opens his first trading account. He's new to Forex, new to the charts, and convinced that the only thing standing between him and success is the next trade. He doesn't care about indicators, trends, or even risk management. In fact, Sam barely even knows what risk management is. He's just there to make money, and fast. He's not thinking long-term. He's thinking about that one lucky win that'll set him up for life. The market feels like a jackpot machine to him. His heart races. He clicks the button, and for a moment, the world stops. His screen is alive with numbers, candles, and lines. The excitement builds as the trade goes in his favor. A small win, the thrill of victory. Sam is on top of the world. But here's the problem. The market doesn't care about his excitement. It doesn't care about his hopes. It doesn't care about his emotions. The market is indifferent. Just as quickly as Sam saw that initial win, he watches it disappear. One bad move, one impulsive click, and everything is wiped out. The excitement is replaced with confusion. He stares at his screen, unable to comprehend how quickly things can turn. What went wrong? Was he just unlucky? Was he missing something? This is the reality for most new traders. They enter the market thinking it's a game, hoping for that quick win, without understanding that trading is not about luck. It's about skill, discipline, and strategy. Gamblers don't trade the market trades them. They're playing a game they don't fully understand, and it's an expensive lesson. But Sam doesn't quit. Maybe he's stubborn. Maybe he's still convinced that he can figure it out. So he reloads his account and tries again. This time, he's a little more cautious. He's learned from his mistake. Or so he thinks. The truth is, 90% of traders fail before they even begin. And the majority of them fail because they start out like Sam, with no real strategy, no discipline, and no understanding of the risks involved. They're gambling, and the market is unforgiving. It doesn't care how much hope you have or how many hours you spend studying the charts. If you don't know what you're doing, the market will take your money without hesitation. But here's the catch. A small percentage of traders don't give up. They move to the next stage, the learner. They've lost money, maybe even blown up a few accounts. But instead of quitting, they start looking for answers. They search for strategies, tools, and tips. They read books, watch YouTube videos, and take online courses. They're no longer just gambling. They're trying to learn how to trade. Stage 2. The learner. This stage is filled with ambition, but also chaos. Sam now knows that gambling won't get him far. He starts to educate himself. He watches videos on candlestick patterns, learns about Fibonacci retracements, and even gets into some swing trading strategies. He buys a few courses. He downloads a bunch of indicators. The more he learns, the more confused he becomes. At this point, Sam's chart is a battlefield. Indicators everywhere. Arrows pointing up, down, sideways. Colored zones flashing at him from all directions. It looks like a war zone. Sam is overwhelmed. He doesn't know which indicator to trust, which strategy to use, or what the market is really telling him. He thinks that the next video, the next guru, the next system will be the one that unlocks the key to trading success. But here's the harsh reality. The knowledge he's gaining is valuable, but it's not enough. He's still losing money. The strategies, the indicators, they don't work the way he thought they would. He's gotten smarter, yes, but without experience, without a solid foundation in risk management, and without the emotional control necessary to stay calm during a trade. He's still just throwing darts at a board. This is where many traders get stuck. They're learning, but they're not applying what they're learning in a practical, disciplined way. It's like buying the best equipment to play a sport, but never practicing enough to actually get good at it. And while Sam's bouncing from one system to the next, he's missing the point. It's not about finding the perfect strategy. It's about understanding yourself, controlling your emotions, and learning how to manage risk. But Sam isn't there yet. He's stuck in the cycle of learning, hoping that the next strategy will be the one that changes everything. And that's okay, because this stage, the learner, is crucial. Even though Sam hasn't figured it out yet, he's laying the foundation. His failures are teaching him things no course could ever explain. He's beginning to see that trading is more than just technical analysis. It's about understanding the psychology of the market and the psychology of himself. So, Sam keeps learning. He keeps applying what he's learned, and the losses keep coming. But each loss brings a lesson, and slowly, he begins to understand the most important truth about trading. It's not about finding the next shiny strategy. It's about learning how to survive the market long enough to get better. And as Sam continues on his journey, the next stage looms: the survivor. If you've made it this far, you've moved past the gambler stage. You've survived the chaos of the learner stage. Now, you're about to enter one of the most crucial and dangerous phases of your journey: the survivor stage. Stage 3, the survivor. Sam has been learning. He's made progress. He's no longer just throwing trades out there and hoping for a win. No, he's developed a strategy. A strategy that looks good on paper, that works in backtests, and that seems to make sense. He's finally found something that clicks. For the first time, Sam feels like he's on the right track. He's found the edge. But here's the truth. Surviving in the market isn't the same as thriving in it. This is the stage where many traders make the fatal mistake of thinking their strategy alone will save them. They've put in the time. They've refined their method. They think the hard work is done. But what they don't know yet is that their journey has only just begun. For Sam, the first few wins feel like validation. He sees the results of his strategy, and confidence surges. "I've got it," he tells himself. "I've cracked the code. This is it." But then the market tests him. It always does. The next day, Sam takes the same setup. He's convinced it will work again. He enters the trade, and for a moment, The market goes against him. His trade starts to reverse, slowly at first, then faster. The loss grows, the frustration mounts. He tries to stay calm, but his emotions are bubbling up. The loss hits harder than it should. The market has taken away his profits, and now he's left wondering what went wrong. The problem is this: strategy alone won't make you consistent. A strategy is just a tool. The real work comes from within. This is the turning point. For most traders, this is where the survival phase becomes a fight. A fight against their emotions, a fight against their impulses, and most importantly, a fight against their own psychology. Fear, greed, impulsivity. These invisible enemies are far more dangerous than any losing trade. And yet most traders, like Sam, fail to realize that their emotions, not their strategies, are the real threat to their survival in the market. The survivor is stuck in a cycle. They've had some wins, yes, but they've also suffered losses. And those losses feel like setbacks. After every win, there's a lingering fear of losing again. After every loss, there's an urge to get it back. Fast. The emotional roller coaster is exhausting. At this point, Sam has started to understand the truth about trading. The market doesn't owe him anything. It's a constant game of probabilities. No strategy can be perfect. No setup will guarantee a win every time. But if Sam can stick to his plan, manage his risk, and avoid falling victim to his emotions, he can stay in the game. He's no longer just gambling, he's surviving. This is the key lesson in the survival phase. Risk management is everything. Sam's understanding of this crucial concept has finally started to sink in. He's learned that protecting his capital is more important than making profits. Losses are inevitable, but they don't have to destroy him. They can be contained. The survivor has learned that consistency doesn't come from a magical strategy. It comes from controlling the one thing they can control, themselves. The survivor no longer gets swept up in the euphoria of a win or the despair of a loss. They've learned to detach. Their psychology has matured. They've made it through the worst, and they now understand that the battle is within. But here's the catch. Surviving in the market is not enough. It's a necessary step, but it's not the end goal. Survival is about hanging on, weathering the storm, and avoiding the mistakes that lead to total destruction. It's about proving to yourself that you can endure. But surviving doesn't equal thriving. Sam is surviving. But is he thriving? He's no longer losing money, but his account isn't growing rapidly either. He's broken even for a while. The peaks and valleys of his emotional journey have stabilized, but the excitement of growth, the dream of financial freedom, is still distant. He's made it this far, but there's still something missing, and that something is enlightenment, the true breakthrough. Survival is about staying in the game, but it's the enlightened trader who truly understands what it takes to succeed in the long run. Sam's story isn't over. He's only just beginning to realize the path he needs to take to truly make it in this business. But before Sam can reach the next stage, before he can truly find the breakthrough that will change everything, he must first confront the harsh realities of what it takes to become more than just a survivor. He must learn patience, long-term thinking, and most importantly, mastery over his own mind. If Sam is lucky, he'll continue on his path. If not, he might fall back into the cycle, stuck in the struggle, forever surviving but never thriving. You've survived. Now it's time for the breakthrough, the moment that separates the survivors from the enlightened traders. The next stage in your journey is where everything changes. Stage 4. The Enlightened Trader. For Sam, this is the turning point. After months, maybe even years, of ups and downs, wins and losses, mistakes and lessons learned, something finally clicks. Sam has learned the hard way that success in the markets is not about predicting every move or chasing the next big win. It's about managing risk, controlling emotions, and thinking long-term. He's shifted his mindset from, "How can I double my account this week?" to "How can I protect my capital and grow it steadily, consistently, over time?" This is the breakthrough. The moment when Sam realizes that real success doesn't come from trying to predict every market move, but from managing the risk when the market inevitably moves against him. The enlightened trader understands that losses are a part of the game, not a signal to panic. The key is how they manage those losses. Gone are the days of frantically chasing every setup, trying to hit that big win that will solve all his problems. Sam is now patient. He understands that missing a trade is better than forcing one. The pressure has lifted. He no longer feels the need to be right all the time, and that mental shift has been transformative. Sam now trades with a sense of purpose. He places his stop losses. He sizes his trades carefully. He knows that compounding small profits over time will build something far more powerful than any one lucky trade ever could. This is what separates the enlightened trader from the rest. The ability to think long-term, the ability to resist impulsive decisions, and the ability to accept losses without letting them derail their progress. Trading is no longer a roller coaster of emotional highs and lows. Sam has learned that real consistency comes from managing risk when he's wrong, not from being right all the time. He's learned that trading is not a lottery ticket, but a business, a disciplined, methodical approach to growing wealth over time. Sam has discovered what many traders spend years searching for: emotional control. The fear, greed, and impatience that once drove his decisions have faded. He now has a sense of detachment from the outcome of each individual trade. Losses don't rattle him. Wins don't inflate his ego. His trading is calm, composed, and consistent. And for the first time, his account balance begins to grow, not in explosive bursts, but in steady, controlled steps. The emotional roller coaster is over. Sam's journey from gambler to learner to survivor has led him here, into the world of the enlightened trader. But there's still one more step in this evolution, the final stage, where the dream of financial freedom through trading becomes a reality. Stage 5. The capitalist. This is where most traders will never go. But for those who endure the struggle, who master their emotions, who build consistency over time, this is the ultimate reward. Only 2% of traders make it to this stage, and it's here that the real transformation happens. The capitalist is no longer just a trader. They're running a business. They have a strategy, yes, but not just any strategy. It's a tested, proven, and refined approach developed over years of experience. Their edge is small, but when combined with strict risk management, it becomes unstoppable. Sam no longer trades for excitement. He trades for results. At this level, Sam treats trading as a business, profitable, scalable, and sustainable. His mindset is bulletproof. Losses don't shake him. Wins don't inflate his ego. He's emotionally neutral, calm, calculated, and consistent. Where once Sam was glued to his screen, constantly chasing trades, he now sits back, composed, detached from every outcome. He's no longer at the mercy of the market's whims. Instead, he operates with complete control. The capitalist knows that real wealth comes from compounding. They think in terms of probabilities, not guarantees. They understand that every trade is just one part of a much bigger picture, and as they continue to scale their trading business, they diversify, they automate, they bring in other capital to leverage their strategy further. They know that the market is no longer their battleground, it's their opportunity machine. For Sam, trading is no longer a gamble. It's a business that runs smoothly, that generates consistent returns, and that creates wealth over time. And while 98% of traders are still stuck in the emotional roller coaster, chasing signals, blowing accounts, and falling for the same traps, Sam is scaling up. He's adding more capital. He's automating parts of his system. He's thinking like an investor, not a gambler. At this stage, Sam has entered the elite 2%. He's no longer trading for excitement. He's trading for results. He's built a profitable, long-term system that allows him to live life on his own terms. And now, here's the question. Where are you in your journey? Are you still gambling, hoping for that one lucky trade? Are you stuck in the endless cycle of learning, always searching for the next strategy? Are you barely surviving, riding the emotional highs and lows, trying to make ends meet? Or are you on the edge of enlightenment, ready for the breakthrough that will change everything? Every trader faces this decision. You can quit. You can give up. You can stay stuck in the cycle of failure, forever chasing after that elusive dream. Or you can push forward. You can evolve. You can embrace the process, master your psychology, and take your place among the 2% who have made it to the top. The journey is long. It's painful. It's unforgiving. But for those who endure, the rewards are limitless. True financial freedom. The freedom to trade on your own terms. The freedom to live the life you've always dreamed of. The market will not hand you success. But if you evolve, if you master yourself, and if you refuse to quit, you will claim your place in the 2%. You will become a true capitalist, a trader who has turned the market into a machine for wealth creation. So what will it be? Will you quit, or will you push forward? The choice is yours, and the path to your future begins now. Subscribe for more trading insights, and don't forget to share your journey in the comments below. We read every single one.